I'm Wendy Rutledge here at the Center of Town Government in the Palm Beach Town Council chambers, and this is Palm Beach TV, a production of the Palm Beach Civic Association. Coming up next, after weeks of high COVID numbers in Florida and in Palm Beach County, there is a slight downward trend. Good news perhaps, but we'll bring you what you still need to know about booster shots, breakthrough infections, and the treatment Regeneron from our advisors and experts. Hear how the town and the city across the Intercoastal Waterway are working together to improve the quality of your drinking water. Plastic waste washes ashore in alarming quantities. See how an inspired eco-warrior is using an innovative process to repurpose plastic trash. And Flavor Palm Beach County hits the island, with many local restaurants offering tasty and affordable ways to sample what's new at your favorite Palm Beach eateries. These stories and much more coming up next on Palm Beach TV. We may be seeing a slight decline in the number of weekly COVID cases both in the county and in the state. Nonetheless, a number of new questions are still arising about many topics such as booster shots, breakthrough cases, and the treatment Regeneron.
Right now we're entering like the fourth wave of the pandemic. As you walk around the hospital, you can feel the frustration because you know that all these people on the ventilators struggling to breathe, people are dying, 1,000 people are dying every day in the United States, and it's all preventable.
All of these new, likely preventable cases are overloading our 14 local hospitals. If you look at the right section of this chart to see available beds, locally we are a good 15% over capacity, meaning COVID patients are filling conference rooms and hallways. And according to the chair of the Civic Association's Healthcare Committee, those patients are unlikely to get the care they need due not only to a shortage of beds, but a shortage of nurses.
Much of this is caused by staffing issues because many of the RNs and specialty nurses have jumped on the travel nurse situation because they can earn up to $3,500 a week to go elsewhere. And they do.
Fortunately for Palm Beach residents, the vaccination rate is near 100%. Virtually everybody is vaccinated, and for those with weakened immune systems, now there's the booster shot.
If the patient's immunocompromised, that's HIV, transplant patients, they're on immunosuppressive drugs, or they're on high-dose prednisone, yes, it should help to prevent recurrences.
They need to and are eligible for a booster shot right now. They just merely need to go to Publix and get it. I myself, who takes an immune modulating drug, have already had my booster.
If you do get a breakthrough case of COVID, this exciting news, the town will now administer the COVID treatment Regeneron.
The antibody treatment will be administered by our paramedics in the homes of our citizens here. And it's really a game changer because now we have another weapon to combat the COVID-19 pandemic.
What it does is the antibody goes in and it kind of sops up the virus so that the virus can't attach to the host cells, and so it decreases the viral load, and that seems to minimize the infection. And the numbers are, it seems to, in some studies, it seems to prevent 70% of hospitalizations in people who got it.
It's great to know peace of mind that we have this extra medication available. And of course, our EMS staff is prepared to give it in the home.
But, says Dr. Dodson, if you've been tempted to try the horse deworming drug ivermectin, has been touted here and there on television and internet to prevent or treat COVID, think again.
Ivermectin is not approved by the FDA for any viral infection at all. And the data the predominance of the data is that it does not do anything for COVID-19.
There are currently no cyanotoxins present in the drinking water. And while that's good news, there are a number of leading experts, including a representative from the town of Palm Beach, all meeting and putting their heads together to make sure that what happened in June with regard to the toxic drinking water never happens again.
What we were going through as a surface water system was unprecedented. Certainly in our state. No other surface water system had encountered this situation before.
That was how West Palm Beach Mayor Keith James began last week's water quality meeting, as he referred back to the water contamination event in June caused by the detection of cyanotoxins in the water. A member of the expert panel convened to analyze why that happened and how it can be prevented, says a key issue is the water treatment plant itself.
It's because most water treatment plants were built before cyanotoxins were an issue, so they weren't really designed to remove cyanotoxins.
Yet, right now, testing of the drinking water indicates the level of cyanotoxins is in the safe zone.
They're so low, they're not a problem. They have not detected it to be anywhere near their action level of 0.3, correct?
As you can see in the comparison of the conventional treatment plant system versus what has now been put in place at the West Palm facility, the addition of two key add-on components is what's helping to kill off toxic bacteria, starting with PAC, or power activated carbon.
Because its classic use is to eliminate taste and odor issues. And so that's why the powder activated carbon was put in. Now, it is also now a recognized treatment for the cyanotoxins. Good, okay, so it now serves that purpose.
The panel has short-term and long-term goals, long-term including ozone treatment of the water to eliminate toxins. The cost and efficacy of ozone treatment will be high on the to-do list for the expert water panel this fall. Meantime, Potts has his eye on water testing.
It is currently a once-a-week water testing process.
Yes.
Is that good enough?
I can't judge that, but I would say I would do it more frequently. There is some wisdom in doing it more frequently because of the visibility that it has right now down here. Most other things are tested more frequently than that. So.
Even though we are well into turtle nesting season, videographer and marine biologist Philip Baldwin reminds us we have to keep the beach dark.
The calendar may have ticked over into September, but we still have 2 months left of sea turtle nesting season, and we are in prime hatchling season right now. So it's very important to continue to keep the beaches dark. Hatchlings find the ocean by going to what's brightest. Starlight and moonlight reflect off the ocean, whereas the dune plants create shadows. So the dunes should be darker than the ocean. So they'll do an orientation circle, go in a circle, and then head to what's ever brightest. And if your lights are shining on the beach, they're going to go to your bright lights rather than toward the ocean. So just for a few more months, please make sure your lights aren't shining on the beach and help us protect these endangered species.
I don't have to tell you that the island of Palm Beach is vulnerable to flooding and potential sea level rise. But the town is being proactive, and the findings of the much anticipated Woods Hole report will be guiding the thoughts and the actions of the town council this fall. It is out, the long-awaited report from the coastal engineering firm Woods Hole that addresses the island's vulnerability to sea level rise and flooding.
What role will this important report play to inform the council this fall?
It's huge, Wendy. I've read it. It's 91 pages long.
They focus more on the Lake Worth side, where we have some vulnerabilities and threats there, and they've given us a very comprehensive and strategic plan where they've identified some short-term strategies, some mid-term strategies, and some long-term strategies to mitigate those threats.
What they're talking about are bulkheads, raising seawalls, raising land. The lake trail is there.
All of that stretch of the island on the western side is flood prone already, as the residents there know all too well.
Even 1 foot of storm surge can have an impact on some of the lower lying areas, and they're residential areas.
Which means the short, mid, and long-term fixes proposed in this Woods Hole report will require public and private partnership.
These are some tough decisions that the elected officials are going to have to make. And then they're also going to have to make decisions not only on what the triggers are, but how are we going to pay for it.
Fortunately, the bulk of the Woods Hole report's focus on the lagoon side of the island is because the Atlantic side is already resilient. So are you saying that the town under your leadership has already got a little jump on this?
No question. The town's got a large jump on this. One is, although the word resiliency seems to be the buzzword at the moment, town has a very mature, well-developed coastal management program. That is resiliency.
Meantime, expect this Woods Hole report to be a major focus of the mayor and town council in the months ahead.
It's extremely important because it's people's homes, it's their money, what they love about their homes, it's their town.
Sometimes it's just disheartening to stumble over so much plastic trash on the beach. But Christina Nicholson says there is one woman whose mission is to turn that trash into treasure.
Leaving the beach with heaps of trash. One of the people carrying away the litter is Bishmi Williams, who joined his friend, Brian Galvin.
If I could say that as being ignorant as possible, just never seen the plastic there, nothing, and I had a conversation with him and then kind of went out and I really started paying attention and then it was like everywhere.
Now Bishmi joins Diane Bueller with Friends of Palm Beach to clean 7.5 miles of shoreline every week.
We do a CSI walk of the beach, one of my favorite shows, so we make sure we're getting every piece. And there's nothing to beat hand picking, manicuring. The machines, the large heavy equipments that they use on the public beaches and whatnot is doing what looks like a good job, but we walk behind them like a Clark and we pick up so much that's in their wake.
Brian tells me he's been cleaning up plastic since high school.
The common misconception of the issue out here on the beaches is that it's all just littered or left behind, when it's actually an abundance or overflow of things coming from the inner city, things going down the storm drains. Yes, people are leaving some things behind at the beaches and trash cans are getting blown over in the harsh winds or that's coming up in the current, but most of it is coming in through the current after it's already washed out through our inlet ways.
Some things found include lollipop sticks, a full IV bag, and this.
These are the bags that started to come ashore in droves.
Thousands and thousands of small water bags were washing up from Haiti. Diane met a woman named Rose from Peace Cycle who turns that trash into treasure in the form of products like these bags.
What they do is they pick up these bags, they wash them, they dry them, they iron 4 of them together with a coal iron, no electricity, and then they get textiles, the sewing, the thread and the ribbon, the materials from a neighborly textile company, and they're making these bags. So I bought wine bags for gifts for Christmas. I bought reusable shopping bags. They have cell phone pouches or makeup pouches.
And the list of products goes on. The label on the products even tells you how many Haitians worked to put the items together and how many water bags are no longer in the environment. But still, the trash appears to be never ending.
So these are all fish bites. Right here, triggerfish.
Diane says by doing small things every day, you can help stop what she calls this plastic pollution pandemic. Until then, she's still gonna be hard at work out here.
It's become somewhat of a compulsion, I guess. I can't not do it, knowing it's out there. I would love, please put me out of business. Please put me out of business.
For Bishmi, he's also doing his part and is grateful for people like Diane and the people who work with Friends of Palm Beach.
And I call them plastigans because not only, I get it, I pick up the plastic that I see, and I think that's cool, but they have good ways of making lifestyle choices that stop the plastic before it even gets there.
So how can you help? Be mindful of the materials you use and where you put them when you're finished. You can also donate your time and donate funds. For more information, just visit friendsofpalmbeach.com. In Palm Beach, I'm Christina Nicholson reporting.
For those of you in town this September, you are in for a special dining treat. Here's Christina to explain.
Dieter Salmon, the executive chef at Cafe Bolu, is getting ready for a busy September because it's when Flavor Palm Beach is in full swing.
For us, it's fun to do, it's something completely different.
Flavor Palm Beach is a month-long dining event created to introduce diners to the vast array of restaurants throughout Palm Beach County. All restaurants have a selection of specially priced 3-course meals for lunch and dinner. The founder of Flavor Palm Beach, Brianna Beatty, says diners can choose from 3 choices for each course.
I would enjoy visiting restaurant months and weeks in other areas like New York and LA. And we didn't have one in the area, so I called around and suggested that places put it on, and they were like, okay, thanks for calling, crazy lady, gotta go.
But that didn't last long. 17 years later, it's still going strong. And this September is even more special than any other.
Some of the feedback from restaurants when we were first inviting them to participate in March was, I would love to do Flavor. And some were saying, I hope we're still here. And some were saying, if I can get enough staff to run at 100%, I'm gonna do Flavor, and they just didn't know. And that was the first time we had ever heard anything like that.
Some of the Palm Beach restaurants participating in Flavor Palm Beach you can find on PB Civic Spot. It's our new app and digital resource for everything Palm Beach. They include Lubar, Almond Palm Beach, Brandon's, Cucina, Florey's, Lagulu, PB Catch, The Leopard, and of course, right here at Cafe Bolu.
I like doing incentives like this because it's like you bring other people in and new and maybe a little bit different style of clientele, of our clientele. So I think that's really positive.
Due to the popularity of this event, advance reservations are recommended.
It is a great way to support local. It's a great reason to try new restaurants at a lower price point, maybe something that you've wanted to try but not sure if it's your thing. September is the time to come out and support local. They need it more than ever this year.
About 50 restaurants are participating in Flavor Palm Beach this month. For the full list, head to flavorpb.com. In Palm Beach, I'm Christina Nicholson reporting.
That does it for Palm Beach TV. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the newscast, please forward the link you see below to a friend and follow us on social media. We will see you next time on Palm Beach TV, a production of the Palm Beach Civic Association, where membership matters.